Hello, and welcome to Breaking Bulletin, your go-to channel for the latest updates from around the world. Today, March 11th, 2025, we read diving into a bombshell story. Former Philippines President Rodrigo Duterte has been arrested on an international criminal court warrant over his infamous drug war killings. This is a historic moment, and we'll unpack it with facts, stats, and a neutral lens using data from trusted sources like the Philippine government, Human Rights Watch, and Reuters. Please like, share, and comment to let us know what you think about this breaking news. Duterte's arrest at Manila's International Airport marks a turning point in a saga that has gripped the Philippines and the world for years. His war on drugs, launched during his presidency from 2016 to 2022, left thousands dead, officially over 6,000, though estimates soar higher, and sparked global outrage. The ICC has pursued him for alleged crimes against humanity, and now he's in custody. Stick with us as we explore how this happened, what it means, and what's next. Your engagement keeps us going, so hit that like button. This story isn't just about one man, it's about justice, accountability, and a nation's future. The Philippines withdrew from the ICC in 2019 under Duterte's orders, yet here we are, with Interpol enforcing an arrest warrant on March 11, 2025, per the Marcos administration's statement. We'll cover every angle, from the drug war's bloody roots to the international response, all backed by real data. Let's dive in, and don't forget to share this video with anyone who loves a good global update. Let's start with the breaking news itself. Rodrigo Duterte's arrest unfolded this morning, March 11, 2025, at Manila's Ninoy Aquino International Airport. According to a statement from President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s office, Duterte landed from Hong Kong at 9:20 a.m. local time and was immediately taken into custody by police acting on an Interpol warrant issued at the ICC's request. The scene was chaotic. Lawyers and aides protested, claiming they were denied access to him, as reported by the Associated Press. It's a dramatic moment that's already making waves globally. The warrant, received by Interpol Manila, accuses Duterte of crimes against humanity tied to his drug war, a campaign that defined his 6-year presidency. The Philippine government confirmed he's now under police custody, with medical checks showing the 79-year-old is in good health, per the Presidential Communications Office. This arrest follows Duterte's weekend trip to Hong Kong, where he spoke to Filipino workers on March 9th, defiantly saying he'd accept any ICC action, according to Reuters. Clearly, the court took him up on that challenge. Why Hong Kong? Speculation swirled that Duterte might have been evading arrest, given neither Hong Kong nor the Philippines is an ICC member state today. But his return and swift detention suggests a different story, perhaps pressure from international law enforcement or a calculated move by Manila. The Marcos administration has signaled cooperation with Interpol, a shift from Duterte's past defiance. What do you think, planned or unexpected? Share your thoughts in the comments. This isn't a quiet arrest, it's a loud statement. The ICC's March 7th warrant, as cited by the Associated Press, argued Duterte's presence was needed to ensure he'd face trial, noting he'd likely ignore a summons. Now he's in custody, and the world is watching. Let's move into the backstory of why this all began: the drug war itself. Hit that like button if you're hooked already. To understand this arrest, we need to rewind to Duterte's war on drugs, a policy that swept him into power in 2016 and left a trail of bodies. Official Philippine National Police data from 2021 reports 6,201 deaths in anti-drug operations from July 2016 to May 2021, mostly drug suspects killed resisting arrest. But human rights groups, like Human Rights Watch, estimate the toll could be 12,000 to 30,000, including killings by unidentified assailants, some linked to police. That's a staggering range, showing the scale of this crackdown. Duterte, a former mayor of Davao City, built his reputation on a tough-on-crime stance, promising to kill drug dealers nationwide. During his 2016 campaign, he famously told a crowd of 300,000, "If I make it to the presidential palace, I will do just what I did as mayor," per NPR. Once in office, he urged police to shoot suspects if their lives were at risk, though he denies ordering extrajudicial murders outright. The result, a campaign Human Rights Watch calls a possible crime against humanity marked by systematic attacks on civilians. The victims were often poor, urban men, young breadwinners gunned down in raids without warrants. Per a UN report from 2020, police claimed self-defense, but families and activists argue many were executed, with evidence tampered with to justify killings. Children died to labeled collateral damage by authorities, drawing condemnation from groups like Amnesty International. It's a dark chapter, and the stats speak volumes. Over 2,555 deaths directly tied to police, per Human Rights Watch. This wasn't subtle. Duterte's fiery rhetoric fueled it. "I will kill you if you peddle drugs," he declared, words the ICC later cited as evidence of intent, per their 2023 rulings. The policy split the nation. Some saw it as a necessary purge, others a human rights disaster. What's your take? Was it justice or overreach? Leave a comment as we head into the ICC's role in all this. The International Criminal Court stepped in because the Philippines couldn't or wouldn't prosecute these killings itself. The ICC, based in The Hague, investigates crimes against humanity when national systems fail, per the Rome Statute of 2002. Their probe into Duterte began in 2018, covering alleged crimes from November 2011 when he was Davao mayor to March 16, 2019, when the Philippines exited the ICC, as noted by Al Jazeera. That withdrawal, ordered by Duterte, aimed to dodge accountability, but the court ruled it still had jurisdiction over prior acts. By 2021, ICC prosecutors had evidence of a widespread and systematic attack on civilians, estimating 12,000 to 30,000 deaths. Per their statements, the 2023 appeals ruling greenlit the investigation's resumption, rejecting Manila's claim that local probes were enough, as reported by Reuters. Duterte taunted the ICC, daring them to act, and in October 2024, he told a Senate inquiry he'd used a death squad in Davao gangsters, not police, per the BBC. That admission likely tightened the noose. The warrant, issued March 7, 2025, and executed via Interpol, cites reasonable grounds for crimes like murder, per the Associated Press. It's a rare move, targeting a former head of state, and a win for victims' families who've pushed for justice since 2016. According to Human Rights Watch, the ICC's not done yet. They'll need to prove Duterte's direct role, a tricky but not impossible task given his public statements. What do you think? Will they succeed? Share this video if you're following this saga. This investigation enraged Duterte. He once threatened to arrest ICC prosecutor Fatou Bensouda, who retired in 2021, per Al Jazeera. Her successor, Karim Khan, kept the pressure on, leading to today's arrest. It's a clash of sovereignty versus global justice, and the stakes are sky high. Let us look at the legal fight that got us here. Hit that like button if you're still with us. The legal tug-of-war between Duterte's Philippines and the ICC is a saga of its own. When the probe started in 2018, Duterte pulled the country from the ICC's Rome Statute, effective March 17, 2019, arguing it overstepped national sovereignty, per the Philippine government's stance. His administration claimed local courts were handling the killings. Over 50 cases filed by 2021, per the Justice Department, but critics, including former Senator Leila de Lima, said these were shams with no real convictions, as noted by ABC News. The ICC disagreed, ruling in 2023 that the Philippines' efforts were inadequate. Per Reuters, the court's jurisdiction held because the alleged crimes predated the withdrawal, a legal loophole Duterte couldn't escape. His team argued the ICC had no authority over a non-member state, but the March 7, 2025 warrant served via Interpol proved otherwise, as confirmed by the Marcos administration. It's a binding request under international law, and Manila complied, despite not rejoining the ICC. Duterte's allies, like ex-counsel Salvador Pinello, call it unlawful, citing the 2019 exit, per Reuters. But the ICC's treaty allows action for prior member states, and Interpol's Red Notice a global alert forced police to act. Per the Associated Press, the Marcos government, despite a rocky history with Duterte, signaled cooperation in November 2024, per Reuters, setting the stage for this arrest. Was this a legal win or overreach? Comment below, we're digging deeper next. This battle's not over. Duterte could fight extradition, though the Philippines' Interpol ties make that tough. The ICC wants him in The Hague, but local politics could delay things. Human Rights Watch hailed it as a critical step for accountability, but the road ahead's messy. Let's see how the public's reacting. Share this if you're hooked. Duterte's arrest has split the Philippines and beyond. Let's break down the sentiment. Supporters flooded Manila's streets on March 11, 2025, decrying a foreign attack on their hero, who they credit with curbing crime, per the Associated Press. In 2016, he won a landslide with 16 million votes, 39% of the electorate on his drug war promise, per Comlic data. Many still see him as a savior, with a 2021 Pulse Asia survey showing 78% approval mid-tenure, despite the bloodshed. Critics, though, cheered families of victims, like those testifying at the 2020 Senate inquiry, wept for justice, per the BBC. Human rights groups estimate 30,000 deaths, far beyond the official 6,201, and point to cases like Michael's siren, killed in 2016, as proof of brutality, per AP Archives. Activists rallied online, with Human Rights Watch calling it a message that no one's above the law. The divide's stark urban poor, often the victims, versus Duterte loyalists who prized his iron fist. Globally, reactions vary. Western nations like the U.S. back the ICC's move per past State Department statements, while China, a Duterte ally with $1 billion in Philippine investments by 2022 Council on Foreign Relations, stays silent. Filipino expats in Hong Kong, where Duterte spoke March 9th, waved flags in support, per AP reports. What's your view, hero or villain? Like and comment to join the debate. The Marcos administration's cooperation has fueled tension. Duterte's daughter, Vice President Sara Duterte, allied with Marcos in 2022 but now faces a family crisis, per NBC News. Protests could grow, especially in Davao, Duterte's stronghold. Let's look at what's next. Share this if it's sparking your thoughts. So, where does this go? Duterte's in custody, but the ICC wants him in The Hague for trial. Step 1 is extradition. The Marcos government hasn't committed to handing him over, despite Interpol compliance, per the Presidential Communications Office March 11 statement. Legal experts say Manila could stall, citing national sovereignty, though Interpol's involvement binds them to act, per Reuters. A hearing's likely soon to decide his fate, days or weeks, not months. If extradited, Duterte faces charges of murder as a crime against humanity. Conviction could mean life in prison, per ICC statutes. Prosecutors will lean on his own words like "I lines kill you" and police records of 6,201 deaths, plus witness accounts, per Al Jazeera. His defense, self-defense killings, and no direct orders, a stance he's held since 2016, per the BBC. It's a high bar for the ICC to prove command responsibility, but his October 2024 death squad admission strengthens their case. Alternatively, he could stay in Philippine custody. Marcos might push for a local trial to avoid ICC optics, though past probes fizzled, per ABC News. Political fallouts huge Duterte's allies in Congress, like Senator Bongo, decry a constitutional violation, per AP, while victims' families demand justice. What do you predict, trial or standoff? Hit that like button if you're guessing along. The timeline's tight Duterte's 79 and ailing, a fact he noted in Hong Kong, per Reuters. The ICC's racing to act before health becomes an excuse. Either way, this shapes Marcos' legacy to cooperation or defiance. Let's wrap up with the big picture. Share this if you're still gripped. Thanks for joining us on Breaking Bulletin for this massive story. Rodrigo Duterte's arrest on March 11, 2025, is a seismic shift in the Philippines drug war saga. From over 6,000 official deaths to the ICC's relentless pursuit, we've covered the arrest, the history, the legal fight, and the divided reactions, all with stats from the Philippine National Police, Human Rights Watch, and more. It's a tale of power, justice, and accountability. Please like, share, and comment with your take on what's next. This isn't just news, it's history unfolding. Will Duterte face trial in The Hague, or will politics keep him home? The data's clear: thousands died, and the world's watching, but the outcome's not. Your engagement fuels our coverage, so subscribe if you haven't, and tell us, is this justice served or a step too far? We'll keep you posted on every twist. Thanks for watching.